Haume ne Josh Minani ne Agai Tukaranima. Hello, how are y'all doing? My name is Josh. I'm a member of the Walker River Paiute tribe, and I am here again going to give another Paiute lesson. In this case, today we're going to look at Northern Paiute syntax. Syntax refers to the word order of a sentence or a clause. And so in Paiute, the main order is subject, object, and verb. And this is different than English, which is subject, verb, object. And so let's look at some examples to better understand that. So here we have Suisha Garipamarai, which means the wolf creates the earth. So what we have here, the subject is Suisha. Suisha, the sub is the wolf. The object is Garip. Notice this object comes directly after the subject. And marai is the verb. Marai is the verb creates. Obviously, this is different than in English. And let's look at this though. Su is the article. This introduces the subject. So anytime you see this su, it's going to be introducing the subject of a sentence or the subject of a clause. Ka introduces the object. In this case, earth. And as you can see, it's different than in English. In English, we say the wolf creates the earth. But here in Paiute, it's the wolf, the earth creates. And so, thankfully though, these articles, these su and ka, help you to identify what is a subject and what is the object. And so, that's very, very helpful, even though they occur right next to each other. You know which is the subject and which is the object based on the su and ka. So let's look at more examples. Here we got Su Trudy Deepahiwiwan, which means Judy is digging in the dirt or digging in the earth. Once again, Su Trudy, that's the subject. Deep is the earth. So we got Judy, the earth is digging. Hiwiwan. What we see here is that this article su doesn't necessarily mean the, at least not as we understand it in English, because in this case, it's introducing a name, someone's personal name, Trudy. And in English, you don't say the Trudy is digging in the earth. You just say Trudy. So keep that in mind when you see this word. It doesn't have to be translated as the, although it definitely can. In this case, it doesn't. Also, we see that ka is not necessary. You don't need to have it to introduce the object. And so the way that you know what is the object is just by context. In this case, su is here introducing the subject, and so you know deepa has to be the object of the verb. Another example, ne kajeni suaina naka. This actually is my great-great-grandmother, and her name is Jenny. It means I hear Jenny laughing. So what we see here is that ne is a pronoun. Pronouns I, we, you, she, they don't require that article su. Ne by itself just is going to introduce the subject. It will be the subject. We also see that there are two verbs here, suaina and naka. So how do you know which one is going to be the main verb? Well, it's going to be the one that occurs at the end. In a simple sentence like this, it's going to be at the end. So it's naka. I hear. Therefore, the entire object has to be this short little clause. Ka Jenny suaina. Ka Jenny suaina. Jenny laughing. What do I hear? I hear Jenny laughing. This na suffix also helps to identify suaina as not the main verb, but that is for a different lesson. We're not going to get into that right now. Here's another example. Kanana ne supirakwatu. I know the man. This man actually happens to be my he's my great-great-grandfather. He married Jenny, this lady. So I know the man. So what we see here now is that Paiute The word order, the syntax, is not rigid. It doesn't have to be the same. It can change. The word order can be rearranged a bit for different reasons. In this case, kanana comes first. The man I know. And that's perfectly fine. Again, different reasons to want to rearrange your order, and maybe to put emphasis on the man as the one person that I know, or the man that I know. Another example of changing the word order is here. Ene o hobasutip. Ene o hobasutip means the earth soil is very hard. And so, of course, here we have su here, and so we know that that's going to introduce the subject. Deep, suripa, that has to be the subject. Therefore, this next little phrase, ene o hoba, is predicating something about the subject. It's telling something about the subject. In this case, it's saying it's really hard. The earth, soil is very hard. Another example that kind of breaks a little bit from the norm somewhat is this one. Means some deer have antlers. So what we have here is susimata, which is an adjective. Adjectives also don't require the article su. So in this case, you just know it's going to be the subject. Susimata tuhutcha agayu. Some deer have antlers. Couple more examples. In this case, we're going to look at some plural examples. So far, all the examples have been singular, but now this is plural. Menaatsi, metsuza amasaa means the boys are scaring the girls. So what do we see here? This me is a plural marker. It does not distinguish between subject and the object. Menaatsi is the boys, plural. Metsuza, the girls, plural. So how do you know which one is the subject and which is the object? Well, generally, we're going to go back to the main word order. Subject, object, verb. So the subject is going to come first. Menaatsi. The boys is the subject. They are the ones who are scaring the girls, which is going to come second as the object, the girls. And perhaps there could be some other reasons, contextual reasons that will help you to identify which is the subject and which is the object in a given story, or when you're speaking with a friend. Those contextual clues will help you to know which is the subject and which is the object. Final example is here, a much longer one. Ne kamarai nakaragira tukapa. I ate the deaf people's food. So again, ne, it's a subject. Ne, subject. I. We have ka, introducing the direct object, but there's 3 verbs coming after this. You got naka as a part of this word, nakaragira. We have a tuka, and then we have a second tuka way at the end. Well, again, the subjects of simple sentences is going to occur way at the end. So it has to be tuka, or the verb occurs at the end. So it's tuka. Therefore, this entire phrase right here is the object. Kamurai nakaragira tukapa. Tuka. I ate, what did I eat? The deaf people's food. Ka me gai, me is a plural marker, so what's it? This is a plural object. Gai nakaragira, the deaf people's tukapa, food. I ate it all. Ma nusapa. So that is all. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that provided a little clarity about sentence structure in Paiute. As always, feel free to ask me any questions. And of course, as always, do your best to communicate with fluent speakers. Listen to them, hear them. That is where you begin to put all of these lessons into practice and gaining more fluency. It's so important to listen to fluent speakers, learn from them, value them, and appreciate them as much as you can. So hope you have a good day. And until next time, punirua.